So my ex passed away recently in a work-related accident. It's sad, of course. I have a lot of mixed emotions about it. But the truth is, we hadn't been together in over a year when it happened. We were together for 5 years, and we broke up because he cheated on me and got someone else pregnant. That breakup wrecked me. It took me a long time to recover. I haven't seen him since. After the breakup, I went no contact. I've spent the past year healing, learning to be happy again, and moving on. I didn't go to the funeral. I didn't want to see the baby mama or his family. And while I'm not happy he's gone, I can't say I'm devastated anymore either. I grieved this person when I left the relationship. Now here's where things get complicated. 6 months after our breakup, and after the baby was born, he took out a life insurance policy. In it, he named me as the 50% beneficiary. His mom and the baby mama each got 25%. I didn't know this until the insurance company called me. I assumed it was some paperwork left over from when we were together. But nope, this was a new policy, dated well after the breakup. That means this was his decision. At the same time, there's a car. He financed it while we were still together, but it's under my name and credit. I begged him for over a year to refinance it, to the point the only reason I ever contacted him was for the refinancing of that car. He never refinanced that car. I doubt he was ever going to. Now that he's gone, it's still tied to me. The car is sitting in my garage, and his family has reached out saying the baby mama needs it for work. I told them, fine. You can have it as soon as it's refinanced and no longer on my credit. I will gladly sign whatever paper they need. But I am not going to risk my credit on people I don't trust to make payments. And now they're demanding that I give up the life insurance payout too. That I should do the right thing and give it to his mom or the baby mama. But here's the thing, I didn't ask for any of this. I didn't ask to be put on that policy. He made that choice, after everything that happened between us. Honestly? I feel like I earned that money. I spent 5 years with that man. 5 years dealing with the stress, the gaslighting, the emotional pain, the betrayal. I loved him deeply and I lost so much trying to make that relationship work. I stayed with him until I found out his baby mama was pregnant, because he was actively hiding it from me at that time. I was with him through the worst parts of his life. If anything, this money feels like the only thing I ever got back from all the bullshit. He chose to leave it to me. Probably because deep down, he knew how badly he treated me. Comment 1. Offer to sell them the car for the amount still owed on it. Then tell them they have 2 weeks to make that decision. And then you will put it on the open market yourself. Comment 2. I'm always fascinated by people who have the audacity to ask anything of a person they wronged. It's not your problem this cheating woman needs to get to work, and it's offensive that they're trying to guilt you into giving them something or anything for that matter. The money from the insurance is yours and the car is in your name. I'd tell them to stop contacting you immediately because whatever their issues are, they have nothing to do with you. The nerve is astonishing. Let yourself continue to heal and block these awful people permanently. I wish you the best. And NTA, Story 2. Grounding my stepdaughter for selling my formal dress. I 37F have a stepdaughter, Amy, 16F. Amy was looking for formal dresses, and I mentioned that I have my old formal dresses. She picked my old prom dress to wear, and she has kept it in her wardrobe since wearing it at prom. I don't fit in my old dresses anymore, and I kept them and some other clothes to hand down to my kids. However, I have 2 sons who aren't interested. Since my nieces, 15F and 13F, are interested in my clothes, I plan to give them the rest once they were old enough to fit them. Amy left her earbuds in her sweatpants pocket and turned on the washing machine. When she asked for new ones, me and her dad told her to save up to buy new ones. She works part-time, as she wanted an expensive brand new pair and not the wired earphones I had offered. Amy went to stay with her mom, and when she got back, she had the new earbuds she wanted. So I asked if her mom had bought them for her, and she said she had resold my dress on a second-hand site and bought herself the earphones. The dress is 100% silk, one of a kind, and the brand doesn't exist anymore. I was really upset to hear she had sold my dress, without even asking. I confiscated her earbuds and told her I would give them back when she repaid me the cost of what she sold the dress for. My husband thinks I am being too harsh, as I wasn't explicit on whether I was lending or giving her the dress. Amy has gone to live with her mom since and thinks I am being unfair. I am not sure if I have taken it too far and if I should stand my ground. Comment 1. NTA. Wow, is Amy a piece of work? When she broke her earbuds, you offered to replace them with a wired pair, when you had no obligation to give her anything at all. To get what she wanted, she sold your beautiful silk prom dress, and she knew that it wasn't hers to sell. That's why she never breathed a word about the listing. Amy sounds like a selfish, manipulative brat to me, and my punishment would likely have been more onerous than seeking repayment for the dress. You are a better person than both me and Amy. Comment 2. I love how everyone is blaming a 16-year-old for not communicating with the OP before selling the dress. All while the OP admits to not clearly communicating if it was a loan or a gift. I think it's crazy to hold a teenager to a higher standard of communication than a 37-year-old. Story 3, telling my foster sister she ruined Mother's Day. I'm 17F, the youngest of 6 kids. I'm the only one still at home full-time, and my parents decided the house felt too empty, so they started fostering Lola, 9, a few months ago. Lola's cute, but she's kinda a pain in the ass. We have a big sectional recliner. Lola refuses to sit on the couch with us, so she has her own chair that is off limits to everyone else. If I want to go out to eat, it has to be with my dad or when my oldest sister, 29, is available to babysit, because restaurants are too much for Lola. If we get takeout, she stays in her room and won't come out to eat until the rest of us are done. The only way she'll eat with us is if my mom cooks, so we have to do that almost every night. She hides food in her room, which attracts bugs, but she has a huge fear of bugs, so they've switched her room twice and have it deep cleaned every week to stop it from getting infested with bugs. She's also extremely attached to my mom and my oldest sister, so if they're around, everything revolves around her. On Sunday we had a big Mother's Day party with our entire family. All of my siblings, most of my aunts, uncles and cousins, and my grandparents came over. Everyone was in the backyard, but Lola was overwhelmed, so she made my mom stay in her room with her. My oldest sister tried to step in, but that ended with both of them having to stay with her. After everyone left, I found my mom and Lola in the kitchen making Lola's mac and cheese and Dino nuggets, and I told Lola that she completely ruined Mother's Day for us by clinging to my mom. She started crying and went to her room. She hasn't left her room since I said that, and apparently my mom's having a hard time getting her to eat, so now my parents are pissed with me. I don't think I did anything wrong because I just told her the truth, but I wanted to see if I was the ass for saying that. Comment 1. Sounds to me like some therapy is in order for all of you. Especially your foster sister and how your mom and sister are handling her. It seems like they don't really know how to deal with this situation properly. I'm going to give you a little bit of grace because I understand where you are coming from, even if the situation isn't as black and white as you might think it is. Also, your parents shouldn't be fostering just because the house is too empty lately. I'm going to say nah. Comment 2. I'm going to go against most comments here. Your parents should have considered your feelings in bringing in a foster child when you still have needs. They could have waited a year until you are done with high school to foster such a high-needs child. I think you lashed out because you didn't sign up for this. It's not the foster child's fault. She clearly has some trauma, but it seems like your parents forgot you were still home and her feelings and needs too. Story 4. Expecting cousin to reimburse for flight and hotel when she uninvited me from wedding due to the bad behavior of relatives. My cousin is getting married end of the year. We've been good friends most of our lives. She is NC with her parents. She did not want to invite them to her wedding but caved due to family pressure. At first she agreed to just let them come to the ceremony with the agreement that they'd sit in the back and not talk to her, but no reception. Then family started pressuring her in increments. Then they said to let her dad walk her down the aisle. She said fine, but no reception. then they pressured her to let them come, and just kept piling on the demands. I was on her side completely and didn't agree with any of this. I had nothing to do with any of the pressure and even told her she should tell our busybody relatives to pound sand, but she has difficulty with confrontation. She just wants to keep the peace. But since they just kept pushing and pushing until her parents became full-fledged guests with full-fledged parent of the bride rights, she finally snapped and uninvited everyone in the family. I can understand uninviting those who were pressuring her and not respecting boundaries, but I wasn't guilty of any of this, and I didn't do anything wrong, and I think it was completely unfair to lump me in with the rest of them and hurt. She said she uninvited everyone because it was too much and inviting me while uninviting everyone else would cause too much drama. But how is this my damn fault? I asked if she could at least reimburse me for the flight and hotel. I did advance pay with Hilton, so it's non-refundable, and flight is non-refundable. I'm not wealthy, I had to save up for this, and she said no, she can't afford it, but I don't think it's fair that not only am I cut out from the wedding when I did nothing wrong but also have to swallow this cost when I did nothing wrong. She said I should demand our busybody relatives pay for it, but of course they're not going to. Comment 1. NTA, you spent money in good faith for an event you were invited to. The event isn't cancelled, there wasn't a crisis. She just got overwhelmed and decided to uninvite all family. She absolutely owes you. Weddings can be stressful and family pressure and stress can be overwhelming, but she chose to uninvite you. If she doesn't make to right, I'd distance myself from her. Comment 2. I agree that she should refund you. She had no backbone to stand up to the wrongfully demanding relatives which caused this problem, but apparently she was to go scorch earth with people who did cause the problem. Well, there goes your relationship. These are people who hurt the ones who actually care about them while bending over backwards to please the ours. If she does not provide the refund, then take care to the small claims court. She is the one who took the step, then let her get the additional stress for the mess she created. Comment 3. I agree with the comments regarding using the flight and hotel as a mini vacation. I'm assuming you already arranged for some time off, so do it. And, if she does change her mind, again, you could still attend the wedding. Otherwise, you aren't as close as you think you are / or if she's lumping you in with the doofus family members. Extra, calling off my wedding after finding out my fiancé never had the money he promised to contribute. I, 33F, have been with my partner, 32M, for 5 years. He proposed in March 2024 and we agreed to get married in December 2025. He promised to cover 70% of the wedding costs and said he'd transfer money to my account whenever I paid for something. I ended up handling all the planning and bookings. By April this year, I had already paid around $500K, local currency. But when I checked, he hadn't sent me a single cent. I kept reminding him, and he always said, "Yes, baby," after work. I work in an accounting firm with over 40 clients, so I'm insanely busy and didn't have time to double-check every day. But I trusted him. When we finally sat down to talk about it, I found out he didn't actually have the money. He planned to ask his parents or use future income, meaning he had been lying about having savings. All this time, he bragged about being financially stable and successful. He's a lawyer, but apparently, it was all talk. I understand that people can go through tough financial times, but lying about it and letting me carry all the burden? That felt like a betrayal. I decided to call off the wedding and the relationship. Now he's throwing the wedding expenses in my face, even though I did all the work. My parents think I should go through with it since the engagement has already been announced to family. I am calling it off? I feel heartbroken, used, and honestly, fooled. And seriously, if you can't afford to get married, why propose in the first place?